It's even cooler than that. And then sunshine again in the low 60s. I'm KIRO 7, Pinpoint meteorologist Nick Allard.
And right now we have lots of sunshine and 56 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Ursula Royteen.
Listen on demand. Go to mynorthwest.com and click podcasts. KIRO Radio 97.3 FM. News and talk. Powered by the Pacific Northwest.
The Fastest 15. It's brought to you by IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. They allow us to bring this to you commercial-free. And this is our number.
It's time for the fastest 15 minutes in the news. This is Dori's Fastest 15.
It is a world of news in a tiny little 15-minute package just for you. Welcome to our Fastest 15. We're also streaming on Facebook Live for this half hour. You'll be happy to know I got the whole bathroom thing worked out with John Curley.
Nice.
We had a nice little chat a little bit ago. And
does he know that you announced it to the world?
Yeah, he doesn't care. And he admitted to everything.
Okay.
Yeah, but
okay.
no, it's all good. We're all fine.
Nice. You can relax now.
Yeah. So I heard you play the Mike Leach audio from this weekend, which I don't know how to feel about this because I find Mike Leach to be unbelievably entertaining. I cannot imagine from a coaching perspective talking publicly about my kids like this.
Right.
But
exactly.
But again, from a talk show host perspective, it was just fantastic. So the Cougars lost on Saturday, and I'm going to play a lot of this because this is Mike Leach's post-game press conference where he just rips how soft his Coug football team is.
You saw a pretty tough football team play a very soft football team. And, and it's difficult to say how tough Utah is because they had token resistance on both sides of the ball for us. And, we're a very soft team. We get a lot of good press. We like to read it a lot. We like to pat ourselves on the back, and if we get any resistance, we fold. And what's amazing about this is most of these guys were on the same team last year that was a tough team. Last year's team was a tough team for us. And we got nearly the same guys, and now all of a sudden they're not tough. They're fat, dumb, and happy and entitled. So I don't know if it's that. I
get fat, dumb, happy, and entitled.
What?
Now, again, from a talk show perspective, this is what we want in every public figure when they speak. We want that kind of unvarnished, tell us what you're really thinking. Don't give us spin. Don't give us, frankly.
But how does that motivate his players? And where's the part where he says, you know what, if it's the same team, virtually, although they are missing Gardner Minshew.
Right.
But if it's the same team and they're not doing as well as they did last year, what are the coaches doing?
Well, that's a fair question. Yeah, are the coaches motivating them? The other thing that's really challenging about this is, players today, they're not used to criticism. College athletes, they are used to, from the moment they're identified as D1 athletes, they are coddled, and they have people coming up from select teams, come and play for me, I'll get you a scholarship. And, literally from the time they're about 11 or 12 years old, if you're a great youth athlete, you have all these sleazy adults surrounding you, telling you what they're going to do for you, and they are just kissing your butt. And so maybe this is what they need. Maybe a little dose of reality isn't a bad thing when they've been hearing the exact opposite for most of their life.
I think it's more individual than that. I think we've got a bunch of free agents running around there that think they're pretty special, and then, as soon as something doesn't go their way, they want to pout. So I think it's more collectively soft. I think I really think that over the off season, despite the fact we had incredibly hard work in the and we did work hard in the off season, and we worked hard in camp. Then I think we get to the season, and I think some collection of sitting around the apartments all the time, talking about how great we're going to be. Eventually, it evolves to how easy it's going to be, and then as soon as we face resistance, I mean, we don't even fight it. We didn't fight it today, and then instead what we did is pout. And so then when we pout, then they think, oh, look, he's pouting. Somebody's going to feel sorry for him. No, they don't think that. That's not what they think. They think, oh, you're a really soft person. And coaching-wise, we failed to get through to him.
So he takes a little responsibility there. Coaching-wise, we failed to get through to them.
Why doesn't he use the same, juicy words that he used for the players to talk about the coaching staff?
He probably does.
Okay, I'm waiting for that.
I don't know. I'm kind of enjoying this. But again, I'm looking at it more as I just like unvarnished honesty when everybody else gives a spin.
But couldn't he make the same? So here's the challenge, because I wanted to ask you about this.
Yeah.
Couldn't he make his same points without using words like fat, dumb, soft, entitled, lazy? I mean, couldn't he use the same? Just say, you know what? They were
they
weren't doing their job.
Why?
They weren't doing.
I mean, that's
because
when
it's
you get to spin. That's when you get to people who are, just choosing their words to, try to deliver what they think people want to hear.
I mean, I didn't see too much pouting among coaches, but collectively, starting with me, we failed to get through to them. I mean, we've let them evolve into a soft team, and they are soft.
So there, he's taking responsibility with him and his coaches.
Well, I think that at some point they have to embrace the effort themselves. I think they, have to look at themselves. And
that's enough of that. But,
I mean, he's using words that are meant to just be as bad. I mean, to call a football player soft and late.
But he's very successful. Well, he's very successful.
Well, not the last 2 weekends.
No, but I'm considering how impossible it is to recruit to Pullman. To recruit great athletes, it's they never get the marquee athletes, and yet he has had a team that up until a couple weeks ago was in the top 25. You know what this reminded me of, though? If you hated this soundbite, this is from a few years ago when he was really upset at his players.
I remember.
This is one of my favorite soundbites from a coach.
As coaches, we failed to get through to them. As coaches, we failed to make our coaching points and our points more compelling than their fat little girlfriends. Now, their fat little girlfriends have some obvious advantages. For one thing, their fat little girlfriends are telling them what they want to hear, which is how great you are and how easy it's going to be, and how we had a whole bunch of people. Everybody wanted to win the football game, but nobody wanted to play the football game. Well, that defies every level of work ethic that exists with regard to football. And as coaches, we have to solve our failure on reaching them, and the players have to listen. And I'm willing to go to fairly amazing lengths to try to make that happen. I don't know if I'll be successful this week or not, but I am going to try, and there will be some people inconvenienced. And if it happens to be their fat little girlfriends, too bad.
Okay, Dori. Okay, as the father of 3 daughters, if he's referring to, let's just say, any of your daughters, or if you're a player and he's referring to your wife,
I'm confident that my Coug daughter didn't date any football players. Now.
It's just not something. It's funny until it's you.
Oh, man. So there we go. There's the latest from Coug coach
I'm
Mike
curious,
Leach.
though. Have we heard any reaction? I mean, has any of the players spoken?
That's just Mike being Mike. I mean, I think he's kind of in that Trump realm now of where, that's just what he does. Mike just says those things. Oh, man. Okay, I told you so here in our Fast 15. You remember how you and Nicole's off today. She's back
She's
tomorrow.
having a great time.
She is. She went to the Seahawks game in Arizona yesterday. You remember how you two both scoffed at me openly on the air? About 2 or 3 weeks ago when I said, I think Hillary is going to get back in the race. And you said, there's no way.
No way.
Headline. Is Hillary about to try again? Clinton is joined by daughter Chelsea as she slams Trump as an illegitimate president and a corrupt human tornado ahead of a week packed with media appearances sparking rumors she plans to enter the 2020 race. And no, you're scoffing again.
No,
at
I'm
me.
smiling. I'm smiling. I'm just.
By the way, are you
because there aren't enough Democrats running right now. Okay, but
are you as upset at Hillary calling Trump an illegitimate president as you are Mike Leach?
an illegitimate president?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Why
what
she
point?
get that point across without
Sure.
using such language about
Sure.
our president?
But illegitimate is different from
Fat little girlfriends.
yeah. Or,
So
yes,
here's
lazy and
what I
entitled.
think's going on. Biden, of course, is not going to get the nomination. He cannot. He will not. And Elizabeth Warren, I think Democrats are realizing that Warren's the only other one. It's not going to be crazy Bernie. So Warren's the only other one who could get the nomination. And I think the Democrats are starting to realize, especially after those sound bites I played last week, where Warren is the phoniest sounding human being on earth, that it could be a landslide for Trump unless they get this impeachment thing. They're still hoping for that. But I think that the Democrats are looking at all this. They realize Biden's not going to get the nomination. Warren can't win a general. Sanders can't. Bernie can't win a general election. And I think Hillary, who it's been the dream of her life to be president, here she is this weekend, ripping the president.
I believe he knows he's an illegitimate president. He knows that there were a bunch of different reasons why the election turned out the way it did. And I take responsibility for those parts of it that I should. But, Jane, it was like applying for a job and getting 66 million letters of recommendation and losing to a corrupt human tornado.
This is tearing her up, that she couldn't beat a guy that she has such contempt for. And there's this delusional part, and he'll destroy her again if she runs. But there's renewed speculation now.
And I'm going to stick with
she's gonna
my
get in the race.
I don't think it's going to happen.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I think that she's surveying the landscape and thinking that it's their only chance. Then you got Bernie, who tweeted this weekend, "Getting an education isn't a crime. We need to cancel every penny of student debt." Look, buying a car isn't a crime. Should we cancel every penny of auto loans in the country? Should we charging things on a credit card isn't a crime. Should we cancel all credit card debt? Why is student debt the one thing that we're supposed to cancel? Because that's not a crime. It's that, and that's why he doesn't have a chance either. Okay, next up in the fastest 15, you're going to like this one, Ursula. A woman in the Los Angeles subway system, a police officer recorded her. They've now just identified her this weekend, but this went viral last week. She has blonde ponytails. I thought she looked like she was in her 30s, but the reason the L.A. cop recorded her is because she just stood. She was homeless. She had a bunch of plastic bags that she was carrying, and but it was her voice. It was pitch perfect. Okay, so the cop...
Sounds like she's had classical training.
Well, it does, and so they've been trying to identify this homeless woman, and they were able to do so this weekend.
They call her the subway soprano. Her identity has been a mystery until now. She's been identified as 52-year-old Emily Zamorka. She's been homeless for the last 3 years. Before that, she taught music, and she was stunned to learn that she is a media sensation. Yeah, she hopes to be able to work in music again. She came here from Russia at the age of 24, a trained violinist and pianist. She taught lessons, and then she had some serious health challenges that sort of derailed her career. But she is hoping that now she'll be able to work again when people hear this. It's amazing, her voice.
Yeah, it's just,
I love.
I don't know if I'm buying the story, though.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, have you seen her?
I just looked at the picture, yeah.
She looks like she's in her early 30s. They say that she came to this country from Russia when she was 24, that she's been homeless for the last 3 years, a trained violinist and pianist. If you've been living on the streets for 3 years, sorry, but a 52-year-old woman doesn't look like she's in her early 30s if she's been living the hard life on the street. And there's something about this. This is just my prediction. I have nothing to base this on other than my gut. But I have a feeling that we're going to find out in the days or weeks to come that this is some kind of a hoax that's being perpetrated on us.
Oh, I hope not.
You hope she was homeless?
I hope that it's not. Well, no, I hope it's not something that, because then it makes the story not as beautiful as it is. Hopefully, because the reason I'm kind of enlightened and hopeful here for her is that maybe she has another chance to continue singing or continue teaching. She has incredible talent.
I just think it's a hoax. That's my prediction, and I've certainly been wrong before. Many, many times. Okay, also in the Fast 15, I got a lot of stories here, so I'm going to take this into a second 15 after the news at the bottom of the hour. But in Sacramento, a McDonald's came up with a solution to solve the homeless loitering problem. I told you about this last week. They installed a siren outside of the McDonald's, and the noise is so annoying, they were hoping that it would drive all the homeless, vagrant drug addicts away, but there's only one problem.
From children's songs to classical music, methods being used more and more to annoy homeless loitering on business property. Did it make you want to leave hearing that sound?
No, it did not.
This McDonald's at Sacramento's 30th and K is using this siren to push away those standing around. What do you think of that?
Just a very high pitch. Well, anyway, the problem is the customers are staying away as well.
Sure.
Their business has dropped way off, and they say, no, this isn't going to work because what drives away the homeless drives away our customers. By the way, I was just talking to my wife about this. Do you have problems? You've worn headphones your whole life.
Yes.
Do you have hearing problems because of it?
Yes. I am losing, because I only have my headphones on one ear.
Yeah.
And I keep the other one free and clear.
Yeah.
So my left ear is definitely, I have to say, excuse me, can you repeat that? More often than not.
I got to go to an audiologist because I've noticed, I went to that concert, the Bob Seger concert.
Yeah.
If I didn't know the tune, I have trouble hearing the melody of certain songs, both at concerts and even if I'm in my car.
Oh, no.
It's not just that it blocks out the high or the low, but there's something about certain melodies that I can't hear. And I know that this eventually happens to everybody in radio because I've been wearing headphones for 35 years.
Yes.
But
it
sucks.
And if people talk kind of quietly, but everyone else can hear always, like at school board meetings, for example, and I always have to say, man, I can barely hear the person across the room.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, please speak up.
Who can I sue? Can I sue anybody over this?
Let's see. Sony?
I'll come up with somebody. Whoever has the deepest pockets. Okay, Ursa's going to check the news, and we're going to take this into a second 15 because I have a lot of other news stories to get to as the extended Fastest 15 rolls into a second 15 next. This hour of the Dori Monson Show is